Hi everybody. Another offering for the COVID-19 epidemic. A little yoga to ground and center you. So let's come into child's pose to begin. Laying your forehead down, knees wide. And you can always put something behind your knees if this is too much flexion for your knees. Just have your arms either in front of you or beside you. And just come into your breath and just let every care and worry fall into the floor. Become aware of the rhythm of your breathing. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Breathe into the back ribs. Imagine you're spreading them wider. Breathe into the low back. Just coming into the presence of your own body, your mind, your feelings, and just let everything be as it is. Start to reach your arms out in front of you, extending through the arms so that the arms become straight as you press your palms into the mat and lift your forearms. Then inhale up into tabletop, bringing your knees underneath your hips, and inhale to cow. You're going to exhale to cat, rounding, and inhale cow. Exhale, hips back to heels, elbows down. Feel the stretch around the back. Come up, inhale. Cow, lifting the tailbone, and exhale, hinge back. Inhale into cow. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale to cow. And then exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. On your inhale, come right back down to cow. And then exhale, hinge the hips back to the heels. Come up, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, downward facing dog. I'm going to take a few rounds of that pattern. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hold your downward facing dog here. Pedaling out the feet, drawing in on the low abs, anchoring through the hands, the arms. Imagine you're drawing your hands towards each other isometrically on the mat. This will fire up your arms a little bit. Breathing steadily, finding an even, steady breath. So inhale is about the same as exhale. And you might want to start a little bit of an ujjayi breath here. And you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. Allow your knees to be soft. Shake your head out. Hold your elbows, maybe ragdoll. And let your hands drop. Now bring your hands over to your right. And then wrap your left hand around behind your ankle. Bend your left knee. And then just really lean out into the left hip. Now lean the other way. Just exploring the tension around the top of the hip. And then a little twist, a little side stretch. Come back to center and go to the other side. You're just going to twist your chest towards your thigh. Wrap your right hand around your left ankle. A little bend in the right side as you draw yourself towards your thigh. And then try straightening and then lean out into the left side. You'll feel that on the IT band. And then come back through center. Bend into your knees so you're in a low chair position. And then reach your arms forward. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale back to the long chair, reaching. And exhale forward. Extended chair. Exhale, Uttanasana. On your next breath, come up flat back, hands to hips. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other and then up to standing. Good. And coming to the front of your mat. Stand in Tadasana. Open your chest. Lift your toes and let your inner arches lift up. Draw the top of your throat in and back towards your neck. Let the back of your head be soft. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward and down, hands through chest. Come halfway up, flatten your back. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Toe heel your left foot out to the side of your mat. Plant your right hand. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot and then twist, pressing the knee away from you, and take the top arm up and then reach it forward. Release the hand back down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank, lowering all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, and then inhale, small cobra here. Lengthen the tailbone. Shoulders are drawing away from the ears. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. One more breath. Step between the hands, or you can hop if you wish. Halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flatten the back as you rise up. And exhale, hands down, back to prayer position. Other side, sweeping up. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway up, nice and long. Bend the knees, step back, left foot. Toe heel out to the side of your mat, turning out slightly with the right foot. Plant your left hand either on a block or the floor. Roll to the outer edge of that right foot if you can, and then extend the top arm up. Reach it forward. Bend deeply into the right knee. Good. Release the hand to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower down to the belly. Point the toes, roll the shoulders back, press up, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths in your downward facing dog. And you'll look forward, set your hips back, and step or hop forward. Come up to a flat back, exhale, fold, and inhale, rise. And exhale. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Fold forward and down. Right leg back as you lift, flat back, step back, and we'll come up to crescent lunge. Good. Pressing the right foot back, drawing in on the rib cage. Let's bring the palms to prayer position, hinge forward and hook the elbow for a prayer twist. About 5 breaths. We'll release the hand to the floor, bring the knee down, and we'll come up into Anjaneyasana. Draw the ribs in, anchor them. You can reach up and back. Exhale, release. Step back, plank pose. Lower down either chaturanga or belly, cobra or upward facing dog. Shoulders over wrist creases, downward facing dog. Bending the knees, hips go back, and you can step or hop forward, flat back, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale. Good. Other side. Sweep the arms up overhead and fold forward. Lifting to flat back, bending, stepping the left foot back. Anchoring through the legs, come up, crescent lunge. And draw in. Nice and extended through the back leg. Bring the palms together. Hinge forward. And then we'll take the twist. Here comes my cat. Clivey. Good. Pressing the palms towards the heart so that the shoulder, top shoulder opens up. Good. Release. We're going to step back. Plank. Lower down chaturanga or to the belly. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. And bending the knees, looking forward, and stepping or hopping forward. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Coming to chair pose on the next inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Stepping back, plank. Lowering down, chaturanga or belly. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg up behind you and open up your hips. So push through the heel and draw in on your lower belly so you're not dumping into your back. So you're really supporting with the abdomen. Push, push, push. Push, push. Straight leg. And then once you're really connected, you can bend the knee. But don't let go in the lower back. So you're pulling in with your abs. From here, we're going to straighten the leg, turn the hips, and step through. I need help on that right side. Spin your back heel flat, and we'll come to warrior two. Good. So I'm going to turn myself around so that I can face the camera. Warrior two. The chest is facing front. The abdomen is kind of turning that way. It's a slight feeling of twist, in fact. Good. Okay, and we're going to come forward into extended side angle. So you can bring your forearm to your thigh or down by your foot. To the outside, open up the top arm, reaching forward. Try to bring that arm towards your ear. Anchoring in the feet. Come back to warrior two. And then straighten your front knee. Coming out into triangle, reaching forward. And just try to get those shoulder blades stacking over one another. If you need a block out here, you can do that. And then from here, we're going to come back to extended side angle. And then bring your hand to your hip. Look down at your big toe. We're going to step this back foot up, reach forward with the right hand, and lift into Ardha Chandrasana. Take your top arm up, spinning your chest up towards the ceiling, a little twist there. Draw your right hip underneath you and back, flexing that top leg, and support with the abdomen. So draw in here. Good. Then we're going to go back to extended side angle. And then we'll take a vinyasa. Turn down towards the mat. Step back plank. Lowering down to the belly or to chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. I'm doing cobra here. My hips are down. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. One more breath here. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the front. Come halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale through chair pose, hips back. And up to standing. Good. Hands to prayer position. Take a moment. Good. I'm going to turn back around. Just find your center, close your eyes, connect with the breath, and we'll go to the other side with that sequence. Inhale to chair pose, Utkatasana. And fold. And inhale, flat back. And step back, plank pose. Lower down. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Okay, bringing the feet towards each other, easier sometimes. Bring the left leg up into a square hip lift first, and then open it up. Pushing through the heels, supporting with the low belly. Dropping the right heel down. Ribs are drawing in as well. And then you can bend. Square the shoulders as best you can. Bring the leg back around. Square the hips. Step through left foot to left thumb. Spin the back heel flat. And open up into warrior two. Good. So really anchor in the feet. Open up your inner thigh. Push through the back foot. Share the weight of the pose. Anchor from the navel down. And then we'll come to extended side angle. Reach forward. The arm can come down. Arm overhead. So I like to place my hand to the outside of the foot You can place your forearm to your thigh, or some people like to put the hand on the inside, so whatever works for you. Opening up. Nice and deep into the hips. Reach back. Warrior two. Okay. And then straighten the front knee. Triangle pose. Reaching out from the hip crease, lengthening the spine, and open up. And then we'll reach forward, come back to extended side angle. Bring the hand back to the hip, look down at your big toe. Bring your back foot up, little weird crouch here. Left hand out, pinky side of the toe, about 1.5 feet away. And then slide your hips forward, lift your back leg, and push through the heel. Take your top arm up. You don't want that leg to go behind your midline, your body's midline. Push, 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 anchor through the standing leg. And then we're going to bend and step back, extended side angle. Turn down, plank pose. Lower down all the way to the belly. Point the toes, shoulders roll back, inhale cobra. And then we'll just take a little look over the right shoulder, little look over the left shoulder, and then lower down. Put your cheek on one side, rest for a moment. Cheek on the other side, rest for a moment. Now forehead on the mat, point the toes, bring the feet together, legs in neutral. So the knees and feet are pointing directly at the mat. Bring your hands underneath, on top of each other, your forehead. So create length in the spine and lift your elbows up away from the floor like your wings of a manta ray flying up. And then press your forehead into your hands, but lift your hands up off of the mat. And then reach back through the legs and lift them. Version of Shalabhasana. Now you're going to change the hand position to cactus arms. And then bring them underneath your shoulders. Bring your feet down and push to cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Come onto your knees. Take your knees wide apart. Come into child's pose. And then walk yourself up. And then come onto your mat and take the legs apart. Coming into Upavishtakonasana. Lift your spine tall. And then turn over to your right, turning your chest towards your right. And then crawl down, and you can use a strap here if you need to. Just lasso that foot. You can just make your way down, feeling the groundedness in the heels and the hips. as you turn and just reach your left arm towards your right foot or your right shin, whatever works. And draw your torso along the leg. You might be up here, and that's totally fine. Just feel into your own body, breathing into the sensations. And then bring yourself back up. Turn towards the center and go to the other side. So you're turning, extending out over the leg. You can walk yourself forward with your hands. Reach for the foot or the floor. Turn the chest towards the thighs. And reach forward, extending the torso along the leg. Think more about where your ribs are going. So you want to try and bring your ribs forward rather than your head trying to achieve a place on your leg. Always trying to create more space in the spinal column. And then come up. Come back to center, and then reach your right arm to the inside of your right leg. You're going to face forward, slide your hand down towards your foot. Your elbow may come towards the floor. It may not, maybe way up here. That's totally fine. And then take your top arm up, reaching over your ear. So very similar, that action of extended side angle, that opening through the side ribs. And maybe you can reach your toe, maybe not. And if you have this level of flexibility, you can push your arm into your inner leg to help you twist open. And lift back up and down. Just take a moment to just grok the pose, just feeling the residual feelings in the body. And then we'll go to the other side. So the hand comes to the inside of the foot, elbow perhaps comes to the floor, certainly doesn't have to. Twisting the torso open, taking the top arm up and over. And then perhaps reaching the foot, perhaps not. So you could be way up here and you'd still get that nice stretch through the side body. So anchor through the heels. Draw up on the pelvic floor, so that's Mula Bandha. At any time you can incorporate the bandhas into your postures for more stability, more awareness, more energetic effect of moving prana. Inhale, reach the arm up and come up to center. And then bring the hands forward. We're going to go down into Upavishtakonasana, proper, wide-legged forward fold. You can just let your head hang. If you prefer a different arm position, you can take your hands out to your ankles or your feet. You could put something underneath your forehead, a block or a book. Again, hinging from the hip crease and reaching out with the spine. Just send your breath through your back body, into your hips. And then slowly lift. And then bring your feet back together, jiggle, jiggle. And let's stretch the outer hips now. So we'll come into Gomukhasana. So you can bring your right leg underneath you, your left knee on top, stacking the knees. We're just going to do the legs portion of Gomukhasana. So move the heel out from underneath your opposite hip if you can. You can hold your feet, stay lifted through the chest. And then as you come forward, think about your chest moving to your thigh rather than your head going to your knee. So you're creating length in your spine every time. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see that. If you're down already, you can stay down. So we want an integrated curve of the back, not the big round like this. So we try and stretch the spine. And if you'd like to bring your hands forward to support the weight of the torso, because that's too much tension on the hip, that's fine too. Good, and come back up. And you can change sides. So if you can't do that, you can put something underneath you can elevate your hips a little bit on a blanket or a block. Or you can keep one leg straight. So if you, it would look like this. One knee would come on top of the other knee. You'd anchor into the heel and then go forward this way. So you can do it to your capacity. So we're doing the right leg on top now, actually. Nice and tall. You can hold your feet or support with your hands. Hinging forward. Breathing and putting your awareness where your sensation is in your body. And then sending breath there. Attention, awareness, softness. Lift up, release, and then we're going to lie back. And next, you may want to strap for this next bit or a towel. We're going to do hand to toe pose, lying down, otherwise known as Supta Hasta Padangusthasana. So lie back, and you can strap. I'm going to use my hand to the inside of the thigh. And then extend the leg up. You would have a strap. Press through the heels, through both heels. Pushing actively, trying to get this back thigh down towards the mat. And then if you have a strap, make sure as you go out to the side, which we're going to do, the number 2, that you're pulling the foot towards the shoulder as you go out to the side. I'm being stopped by my window right here, but that feels nice actually. coming back to center. And then bend the knee and extend the leg long. Just feeling the difference between the two hips now, just from that one move. And then we'll go to the other side. So you can either start with knees bent, drawing in the left knee, reaching for the toe, or strapping if you have a strap. Extend the leg upward, trying to keep the hips level, and then extend your right leg. Breathe and push through both heels. Energy and awareness in both legs. Tone in the abdomen. Nice, even and steady breaths. And out to the side for Supta Hasta Padangustasana 2. Engage the inner thigh muscle. Draw in on the abdominals. So in theory, you could release your hand or your strap and your leg would stay exactly where it is. And come back up and lower down. Good. And just rest for a moment, adjusting. Bend your knees, and then cross your right thigh over your left thigh. You're going to take your hips off to the right side of the mat. Let your knees drop off to the left. Open up your right arm and look right for a supine twist. Keep the breath steady. Start relaxing the face. Grounding the shoulder blade on the right side if possible. And then come back to center, unwind yourself, straighten everything out, and then left over right. So like your knee over knee. Scoot your hips off to the left side of the mat and roll to the right. Looking off to your left. You can close your eyes. Breathing. Keeping the breath steady, still shaping it just a little bit through this twist. And then back to center. Unwind both your legs. Draw your knees into your chest and just do random circles. I usually think about the antenna of an ant or a bug. Just do what feels good. Just feeling looseness inside those hip joints. Mobility, softness. And then bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide in Supta Baddha. And tuck your shoulder blades comfortably underneath yourself. Turning the hands, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to go through each body part. And as I say the body part, you're going to soften. So before we start this, let's bring the knees towards one another and extend each of the legs out, pushing through the heels actively, and then letting go of the legs so they can flop out to either side. Make sure you're comfortable. If you want to get a blanket, you can do that too. So as you're lying here, start just letting go of any effort at shaping the breath. Just let the breath do what it wants to do now. Bring your attention to your jaw and release. To the base of your throat. To your right shoulder. To your right elbow. To your right wrist and hand. Bring your attention back to the base of the throat. Go to your left shoulder. Relax it. Your left elbow. Your left wrist. Your left palm and fingers. Bring your attention to the heart, to the center of the chest. Relax the whole chest, left and right. Relax the navel. Relax between the pubic bone and navel, the lower abdomen. Move your attention to your right hip. Relaxing there. To your right knee. To your right ankle. To your whole foot, right foot and toes. Bring your attention to your left hip, your left knee, relaxing and softening the joints. The left ankle, the left foot and toes. Bring your attention back to the lower abdomen and the pelvic floor and relax. Relax the navel center. Relax at the chest. At the base of the throat. Relax at the forehead center and between the eyebrows. Let go of everything. Soften into the mat. Gently start to lengthen and deepen your breath. Take your head from side to side, rocking side to side. Start moving your fingers and your toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. You can bend your knees and roll off to one side, resting there for a moment. And then bring your hand down beside you. Push yourself away from the floor to come up to a seated position. In Sukhasana, spine tall. Just allow your spine to just stack effortlessly. Bring the palms together at the front of the heart. Let your awareness drop to the space of the heart. And take refuge in the stillness at the center of your being. Namaste.